I'm going to show you the secret on how you can take better pictures of all of your reptiles using nothing more than your smartphone. We're going to show you how to take pictures like this one of Charlie, our super pastel yellow belly royal python, this one of Diego, our bearded dragon, inside his enclosure, and this one of Hugo, our savannah monitor, with his tongue out. At the end of the video, we're also going to be starting a competition for you guys to enter quite easily. So the phone that we're actually going to be using in this video is my Huawei P30 Pro. The same tactics I'm going to show you are also good for Android users. I'm not too sure on Apple's because I've never had an Apple and they're too technologically advanced for me. So the first thing you want to do is figure out whether you're taking your picture that way, like you're sitting there and you're taking your picture that way. If that's so, those lenses there that you've got on your camera, you need to give them a clean. I don't know how well you can see all the fingerprints and smudges that are actually on there. The best way to do that is just get your t-shirt and just rub it on the lens, loads, getting into all the corners. You really want to make it nice and clean, as just like that. Absolutely perfect. There is a difference when you do have fingerprints on there. If you're going to be using the forward-facing camera, clean that one as well. We're not going to be using that because the back cameras are always a lot better. They've just got more pixels, more autofocus. They're just a lot better, those back cameras. So make sure you do that. Next, you want to think of your light. There's going to be a light. So if the light's coming in from this window, just there, onto this table, which is where we're going to start taking Charlie's picture from, we don't want to be sat here taking a picture because we're going to get the shadow side of the actual animal. So we want to go on the other side to get where the light's coming in. But we don't want to use our bodies to block the light coming in. So you have to get yourself in a fancy little angle to get the best colour reflection off that specific species. We're going to actually be making a scene for our super pastel yellow belly royal python. Diego's picture is going to be inside his Viv, and so is Hugo's. To set this scene, all we've got is just some bits that we've got lying around the whole reptile room. We've got some slate, we've got a nice big flat piece, some long pieces, just some rocks and stuff like that. We've got some sticks. Now the sticks are really good at just adding that extra little bit of diversity within the shot. So it's just a different texture, a different size, and it's really great. We've also got this fancy piece of bogwood that's been split in half, and it just looks absolutely amazing. Now we have to keep in mind we're going to be taking the picture from over there to here. So we want to angle it in such a way where it looks good, like that. We're just sort of plonking bits here, there and everywhere, but we don't want the snake to be able to get underneath any of this. It's got to be safe. So we're just going to sort of layer things around and just see what happens. We've got a stepped up arrangement so that it's sort of, we're going to have a foreground item and a rear ground item. Just it makes that shot just a little bit more special. We've got this piece of logwood here. Now again, it doesn't matter which way you actually do this. You can just put things wherever you want and whichever way looks nice. When you put the animal on here to take the pictures, you can always take the animal off and rechange everything around. And I just find that makes for a much more excitable picture in the long run. Make sure if it's on a table like this, it's in the middle of the table so that your animal has no chance of actually falling off the end. Lay some sticks. For a foreground item, we're just going to use this little stick. It just breaks it up that little bit more. It's right on the front and it's there and then dusted. So we've got enough space in the middle there for if the animal does actually just ball up, we can still get a good shot in there. If he does go onto a different angle, we can get different photos of different angles quite easily. Let's go and get Charlie out and put him on and see what happens. So we'll put Charlie in an angle that we absolutely love, just like that. We're on screen recording, we're on the photo setting because you've got video, you've got pro, all that sort of stuff. Just do general focus, just autofocus. Top corner, you've got the settings one. Go on to aspect ratio. You've got 4:3, which is that one just there. Now that's good for like your Facebook posts and stuff like that. You've got 1:1, which is what we're going to use for Instagram posts right now. And you've got full screen, which is good for your phone backgrounds and stuff like that. This is a 1:1, so it's an exact cube, and this is what we want because it's going to be an Instagram picture. We come in from this side just over here where the light is and snap. Do you mind coming back over this way a little bit, Charlie, mate? I know this is a pain in the butt, but I really do need you to face my way. If I can get a picture of you climbing up here, mate. There we go. Right, look at me. Stay looking at me. Stay looking at me. Oh, don't go over there. I want you to stay looking at me. Sometimes, with really active animals... Charlie! No, you can't go down there. You'll knock it over. Charlie! This is what a photo shoot looks like in the Northern Exotics house. So let's put this back there, and can you stay there for a second, buddy? Just there for 1 second. Just 1 second. Boof. Boof. And now we're going to go like this way, because the camera lenses are at the bottom. We'll be able to get just a much better one of his face. Boof. Haha, yes. Right, we've got it, Charlie. So if we have a look, we've got that picture, that one, and that one to choose from. I'm going to instantly demolish that one just because the face is dead blurry. I would have preferred that to be a face in focus and the rest of it in blurry, but we could do that another time. We've got that one, which is a good one. Everything's nice, sharp and focused. That one, again, everything's nice, sharp and focused. And this one, I kind of like this one, to be fair, so I'm going to go with this one. See the pen tool at the top corner? We click on that and it comes up with all this. You can crop it and stuff like that. You can add filters. That's an easy way of editing. I go down to the adjust tab, and then you've got all these different sorts of ones you can go down. So you've got brightness, which will bright and darken the picture. I just keep that on 0 for now. I don't touch that. I go down to hue first. Hue is warm to cold. So you've got warm oranges to colder blues. And I want this to be a little bit warmer than normal. Only 2. That's all I've done there. Then we go on to shadows, and we can take away shadows and add shadows. We can either go, that's too bright. There we go, -1. So we've added some shadows to it. Highlights, that's the white highlights. You can really adjust it quite nicely. So I'm going to add a few highlights. So I've added some shadows and highlights. It just makes it pop that little bit more. Sharpness, you don't want to go too sharp, solely because he starts looking like a little old man. But I try and go 1, maybe 2 sometimes. This one, only 1. Saturation, that's how much colours and vibrantness is actually in the animal. Can you see? So and this is where I always go wrong because I'm colourblind. So I don't think, there you go, just 1. That's it, I'm just going to take it down to 1. Contrast. This is one that I like to play around with. I mean, you just look at that straight away. So we can do it like this, where we have contrast like that, but then it's too bright. So we'll take away some of the saturation of the animal, and that just looks a little bit more natural just there like that. And then you can go down to the hue and change the hue once again. And you could, yeah. Now for Diego, our bearded dragon. The light is over this side of the enclosure. He is sat over that side of the enclosure. So we want to get over here to get the light onto him. We also have to keep in mind the lens is here. So we're going to get down over to this side and get the lens fairly close to him. We're actually going to try and burst photo Diego. What does that mean? It means it takes loads of photos for as long as you want. Just and it catches whatever you're doing in that process. And you can select which exact photo you actually want. For Diego here, I'm going to try and get him feeding on a locust, and I'm going to burst shot it and then pick the best one and then edit that, show you everything you need to know. We want it to be focused. Boof. See how it's focused on the locust that far away? Now it will keep that focus at autofocus. All you do is just put your finger on the focus itself. Keep it that far away, see how it is? And then, there's Diego. So we'll keep it, right there, that far away. And burst shot, press and hold now. Ooh, so that was 70 photos. It's just burst shot all in one go there. So we're going to have to pick the best picture out of all of them. Just going to quickly scroll through it all, see which one was in focus and which ones weren't. And we're just going to pick the best one and edit that. And we're going to use that exact technique on Hugo, my Savannah monitor, the burst focus. Except this time, we're actually going to turn the camera upside down so we can get really close and really pinpoint into his face. Burst photo him and just try and get that one that goes, and see if we can get the tongue out photo for Instagram. So we come back into the pictures. These are the ones we've just got there. We'll click on the burst and we can, like I say, go right the way through and focus. We don't want that one. And just find the one where his tongue is out. That we're, oh, there we go. Right. So, oh, look at that one there with it bent. Hopefully the whole tongue is in shot there. So we'll go for that one, that one, that one, and that one. So they're all 4 or 5 with the tongue actually out. We'll click save, click the 4 selected ones, both. So we'll go through them now. Oh, there we go. That's the bent one. I like that one. That's just good on its own like that. But let's drop a bit of saturation out of that picture. So back down to the adjust, drop some saturation out. So we'll go -1. The contrast. Oh, so if we do that and knock some brightness off it, back down to the contrast, add a bit more contrast. Oh, that's already looking really good. Sharpen it just by 1. Shadows, we want a bit darker on that background. Both. But we also want some of the highlights off his back, so his whole body sort of shows a little bit more. So we've got that one. Then we'll go back up to the saturation, drop a little bit more saturation out, but the contrast, increase that. Oh, look at that. Right, I'm thinking there. I'm about to take these 3 pictures that we've just done now and drop them straight onto our Instagram. It's not often we put 3 pictures on all at the same time and stuff like that, but I'm curious to see what people actually think of them. So if you guys want to go over there and like them at Northern Exotics UK, that way I can just sort of see which ones you prefer and which you don't. Part of the competition in this video is I want you to take some of the little hints and tips that we've given you in this video right now and take pictures of your own, drop them out on Instagram and put the hashtag Northern Exotics Picture Competition. That way in a couple of weeks we're actually going to do a video, we're going to go on there, I'm going to search through them all and just see which comes out. You'll get a shout out if your picture comes up on camera and stuff like that. Peace out, guys.